So after 6 months living with uncertainty, because I never went for the results, I didn't know that it was positive or not. So, I mean, I guess I have to go back to, I was in my finals at uni. I actually went to uni in Manchester, and I was in my finals. And during my final year, when I was just doing my final exams, I got very ill, and it was, I didn't know what it was at the time, but I was really quite unwell. So when I went to the GP, he says, "Oh, look in the mirror." And I said, "Have you looked in the mirror?" And I said, "Well, I've been quite unwell, so looking in the mirror wasn't really a priority for me." But I looked, in the GP surgery, they normally have a mirror by the sink. So I had a look, and all I could see was just a lot of yellow. So it turned out I was jaundiced. And so he sent me to the main hospital to go and have some tests. But then what happened was, soon after that, I finished my exams and I moved back to London because I was living with mom in London. And so the GP here in London called me into the surgery and said, "Oh, I noticed, you had hepatitis, da, 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 da. I'd like you to go for an HIV test." So that was quite a shock because I wasn't expecting to hear that. He wrote to me and says, "I strongly advise that you should go for the test." So I got so scared. I went, did the test, didn't go for the results. He kept calling me and I never went back. But then the thing is, by that point, because the idea of HIV had been planted in my mind, it was at the back of my head, right? So after 6 months living with uncertainty, because I never went for the results, I didn't know that it was positive or not. I had to get those days I did post-test, pre-test counseling. So I went and I did counseling. And then this time I was able to go for the test again. And then I went for the result and it was positive. And it was quite challenging for me. I was better prepared, but it was challenging because I was diagnosed in the very early 90s. We didn't have any treatment or anything, any of what we have right now. And all you saw in the news was people dying, people who are ill. And unfortunately for me, my brother was also diagnosed, but he died just before we got the treatment that we have now. So for me, it was a very challenging time because I almost felt like I was the only woman in London living with HIV.